people believe that the paranormal and science are separate. But what they don't know, that they are both joined together as one. Join Ben and Louisa on their quest as they bring together science, occult, and the paranormal, only on Occult History and Science with Ben and Lou.
Hi, hope you're all okay. Ben's just sharing it, so I'll just give him a few minutes. Has everyone had a good weekend? Is everybody ready for Christmas?
No.
No. That we are. Well, I am. Oh dear.
Sorry guys, I am absolutely shattered.
Yeah.
It's been a long weekend.
Been a good weekend.
Yeah, it's been nice, but it's been a long weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not put the photos up yet, but we have been to, like last night, we went to HD Paranormal Christmas Party at Wilder Hope Manor. That was lots of fun. We had food, party games, music, and mini investigation, then followed by a few social drinks around the fire.
Social.
Yeah, social drinks. A few social drinks around the fire.
Yeah, it was a crack. It was a good crack.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm literally shattered. Yes. It's all good.
Do you just want to cancel it?
No. We'll read that. I'm just, my brain's just like, yes. You are reading Elixir of Life.
Yeah, I'm reading that, you're translating it.
Yeah. It's an interesting bit. It does fall into obviously alchemy more than anything, and it does bring into the, if I remember correctly, it does bring in the Philosopher's Stone as well at some point, but I can't remember if it does or not. It's been that long.
I think
since
that
read that
was the last one.
Oh yeah, the last one was the alchemy one, wasn't it?
Yeah, the last one we spoke about alchemy and the Philosopher's Stone.
Well, technically, the Philosopher's Stone was thought to be able to draw a liquid out of it. That's the liquid. It's supposed to be the elixir of life.
Oh. We'll see what it says in this chapter about
it. Also, sorry, my brain's just randomly remembering facts. Also, in the Far East, they believe the elixir of life is mercury, and they used to drink mercury, which we highly do not suggest you doing. If you drink mercury, you are going to die. You're not going to achieve immortality. You will just die. A very, very painful death.
Yeah.
But on that note, I hand over to you. Sorry.
Oh no, I'll just go through the comments. Got Kate on.
No drinking mercury.
Oh, we got Annette on.
Evening all.
Yeah, and yeah, so obviously there's no show on Friday. That's because I was at work's Christmas party, and Ben was feeding the child home from work, and then you went out straight to KFC, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, Damon put his post up without putting his name on it, so everyone's been messaging Ben. But yeah, Damon is away from the show for a bit at the moment, so we'll just see what's going on there.
Come back in time.
Yes. And that says, no, it's not my favourite tipple.
Oh, mercury.
Oh, Mercury, yeah, sorry. We're slow now. Kerry's on. Hi, Kerry. She says, how are you both?
Evening
Yeah,
all.
all right. Yeah, all right.
It was nice to have everyone along.
And Kate says she's looking forward to the Yule Live.
Yes, that is next week, guys. Do not forget.
Do not forget, Ben.
I've already forgotten when is it.
Oh, don't move, because I'm going to hit you in the eye. Oh, Ben.
Call abuse.
Face. least it's funny.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on. Right. So, again, working our way through the Occult Sciences book. This will be the last one now before I think the new year, because I think we're having this show.
Yes.
We're going to do Friday's show. And then we're just going to give it a break. If we pop on randomly, we might pop on randomly, but we're not doing any set shows now until the new year. And we've already got guests lined up to come on.
Got cracking amount of people coming on.
I need to double check with Johnny because we've got Joy from the Nottinghamshire Paranormal Society.
Yep.
They're on, I think it's like the first week. I need to check dates and just, have a look. But I think he's like one of the first ones we've got coming on.
Me and Kate have got all the shows that we're going to be running on Sundays as well. Well, me, you, and Kate are going to be running Sunday shows. We're covering everything, aliens to horror, everything like that. We've also got we're doing the show. We've also got the lectures starting again next year at the Haunted Museum, Stoke-on-Trent.
Yep.
Is
Already fully booked.
Yeah.
So we'll have to put some more in the diary.
Yes, there is also. We're in talks with someone. I'm trying to.
Hang on,
word,
one
I'm trying
second.
to word it in
Just
a way.
compare what you're saying.
They're going to hear us anyway. There's a possibility we may be filming.
Sure. No, we're not mentioning that because it is in such like the early stages.
That's what I'm saying. There's a possibility.
There's no point mentioning that yet. Yeah.
So who knows what next year will bring.
Yeah, we'll see.
We're going to be out on some investigations.
I love
as well.
slap. Kate says 2024 looking lit on TOD. Indeed it is. Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting year. Hopefully, Ben might actually finish his book.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
Or his course. For
Yeah,
people
again.
to do. No, we need, well,
Oh my god.
flip a coin and tell me how it lands and we'll go from there.
It'll all be fine. Hopefully things will go a bit more smoothly this year and we'll have more time to concentrate on things now things are settling down again.
It has been one hell of a bad year, I think, for all of us out there. But hopefully next year is different. And before anyone asks, Kate, I'm mainly aiming this at you. No, I'm not doing any predictions this year because we've seen the hell firestorm of me doing predictions. Well, not doing predictions, telling you what the Tablet of the Fallen says causes more issues than it solves.
Nice.
Because all I'm going to say is go watch The Simpsons. They seem to predict the same line as me, so that is all.
Okay.
Yep.
Right then.
Left then.
Up then.
Down then.
Backwards.
Forward.
Horizontal.
Slidey.
Slidey. Oh, what's the next thing? Next year is going to be brilliant for all of us. I can just feel it.
Yeah.
I hope so. I've got Eric on. Hi, Eric.
Hey, buddy. Also.
Oh, he's off. Oh.
Sorry for me. Also, anyone that watches the show, if you do want to copy the show and do your own version of what we talk about, just ask us and we can give you the information. It's much easier.
No. They should try and, at least do their own research and inspiration. Anyway, who else we got here? Got Kate saying, "Don't worry, I'll still pest you until I know what doomsday I'm prepping for."
Yeah.
That's all good, Kate. And Ash, hi Ash. Hi, just fine visit. DJing at the Bluebell Disco, karaoke and bingo. Have a great night. You
Nice
too,
one,
that
buddy.
sounds good. Glad you're getting on with that again.
Good to see you go at it.
Right. Anything else? Yeah, as we go along, pop any questions up, obviously. And it'll give me a break from reading through this. Any questions about this? Just, direct questions to Ben.
Don't direct questions to me.
To Ben. Okay. So again, the Occult Sciences book, the handbook from the late 1800s. So the elixir of life.
Handbook, massive.
It's a handbook compared to your other books. It's a handbook. Oh,
That's destroyed.
okay. Just as the aims of the alchemists have been interpreted in a romantic spiritual sense, so has that other department of thaumaturgic physics, intimately connected with alchemy. Alchemy, indeed, under another aspect, which is concerned with the conversion, reconstruction, and complete transmutation of the present body of man. Right,
Okay.
I can see you moving.
Kate wants to know if you want the photos of me yawning. Oh dear.
Nice.
It's not. The problem is, guys, is we were out last night and yeah, it was brilliant a lot, but we had to abandon our beds because
Yeah, we were staying in a dorm with other couples. That sounds a bit weird, but yeah, bunk beds. So no, one up, one down, and yeah, some people were snoring really heavily, and I was waiting for like their partners to like give them a nudge, say, "Honey, you're snoring. Move it, stop it." No. One actually sounded like a cow. You know when cows moo and it kind of like goes like not a moo but like the high pitched kind of like calling moo of a lost cow. That's how one person sounded. Yeah, and then you got the other one who was doing the standard, deep, loud,
yeah,
shakes the room kind of snoring, and other person who was doing like a bit of an intermittent thing, and yeah, I could not sleep, so I was poking Ben.
I
I'm
can
going
sleep.
downstairs.
I can sleep for a friggin' hurricane and not be woken up.
Yeah. So that wasn't happening for me. I was thinking, can I drag my mattress out into like the corridor? I thought that's going to be really cold and probably people will fall over me. So right, I could either go to the van because obviously Ben's got a bed in his van, or go sleep on the sofas in the really haunted building.
Yeah, one of the most active rooms going, and we slept in it.
Yeah, so I'm just like, well, the sofa's there. It might be a little bit warm because that's where the fire was. Like going to sleep on the sofa. You're like, do you want me to come with you? I was like, it's up to you, but I'm going. So yeah. And it was really windy. And the floorboards just wouldn't stop creaking.
I sacrificed my perfectly nice, comfy bed for a leather sofa that was probably 3/4 the size I am. So my legs hung out.
Oh yeah, I did relax over the end and then I sort of curled up and it's just like, yeah. So we had a couple of hours sleep. Literally a couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Comments.
Nala, just baby.
Let's say,
Go back to
sounds
bed.
like me, I sound like a demon. Okay,
No.
oh my god, there's always someone who snores. I went on a Buddhist Zen retreat in the Italian mountains. Girl don't always want to snore. Oh my gosh. Jeanette says, hi, sorry I'm late. Was told to look at Kung on Earth Netflix history. It is portrayed in a different way to what we're used to. Okie dokie. So
What's
there's
that?
people just gone past the house and it's woken up the dogs. So
Bed.
the dogs had sleepover last night. And Nala
Beds.
didn't want to sleep in her bed, and Nala went and slept on my friend's bed instead.
Nala.
So they're a little bit tired. They're a little bit tired and grumpy.
Bed.
Just like, no, someone will pass. I must sniff at the door. Anyway, let's carry on. Why do people have to stand outside your house when you've got dogs that bark and decide to have like a 20-minute conversation? Why? Anyway, the entire transcendentalism of the West seems to have been emphatically based on the lapse of humanity from a primordial condition of grace, strength, perfection, beauty, and physical immortality. And the divine dream of its professors was to re-establish the harmony which once existed between man and his frontal source, so as to retrieve the individual, at any rate, from the miserable ruin of the race, and to restore him to his original condition. This, indeed, was unmistakably their patent and avowed object. A certain method of life and a certain medical regime were the means by which it was deemed possible to secure this resplendent rehabilitation. To achieve immortality by medicine, which had the quality of renovating wasted tissues, of eliminating the germs of disease, and arresting the progress of decay, was a grand upward step, a substantial realization of the dream. The possibility was universally admitted. The process was hoped for, longed for, toiled for, often died for. Some claimed to have accomplished it. Many pretended to possess the secret. A few, ravished out of sober reason by search, expectation, and desire, genuinely believed themselves to have attained to the new grand way, the true path, and may have encouraged in their sublime self-deception by the actual discovery of powerful healing secrets which are known to modern science. It is, at any rate, moderately certain that the elixir of life, the universal medicine, and the renewal of youth are conceptions which were understood by the mystics in a literal sense, and no modern interpretation must be accepted which does outrage thereto. But it also becomes evident by the study of the great transcendentalists that the double aspect of alchemy must be extended to the life elixir. It was actual, it was physical, it was truly sought. There was neither pretense, nor allegory, nor subterfuge about it, but it included also another side, a larger scope, a deeper search, a higher meaning. The following mystical commentary has been offered on the point. The arcane understanding of the elixir of life is the alchemical solve a coagula when spirit is turned into matter and vice versa. When a man knows his own spirit, he cannot die, that is, lose consciousness in the flesh. He can put off his tabernacle if he will, and will. What?
Tabernacle.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Tabernacle.
No, tabernacle, if he will, and he will have allowed it to become feeble. He then disappears. He has kept up the physical correspondence perfectly. He can pass to another country, appearing to die in a given place. But to do so, he must have friends with knowledge. Anything so far to add? Nothing so far.
Self-explanatory.
Jeanette says they might enjoy listening to you whilst outside. Maybe. Secret listeners. Could just watch. Eliphas Levi, ever open to the most adverse criticism, but to whom we must always recur for quotation, says, to imprison a soul forever in a mummified human body, such would be the horrible solution of pretended immortality in the same body and on the same earth. That may be true enough, but impossible, unworthy, gross though it may be, and still sought by transcendental science in the West. Only apostles of transcendental science would have cried out against the perverted presentation of their cherished idea. They would have said that their great elixir renews vitality, that it gives immortality to youth and not to a mummy. And you just nodded off.
Oh, that's funny. Sorry, guys. Very, been doing a lot of driving today. My head's a bit.
You nod off.
Sorry.
It's fine. Why is this not turning? Why is it stuck?
Sorry, guys. I might have just.
We'll let Ben have a nap. If anyone else wants, have a sleep whilst I'm reading, that's fine.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right.
Wouldn't be the first time I fell asleep in the middle of a lecture as well.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Wow. You're finding your own subject riveting, aren't you? Right. Okay. I'll carry on.
Sorry.
It's fine. I didn't write it. If it sends you to sleep, well, whatever. I'll wake you up when the show's over. Oh dear. Kate says bedtime stories. Yeah. Bedtime stories of occult science.
To be fair, guys, just in my own defence, I've had my first week with my new job. I'm knackered. And then obviously didn't get any sleep last night, so I'm knackered. And then I've been driving all the way back, which has knackered me. And then I went for a drive myself as well, which made it even worse. I'm not.
Yeah, he was supposed to come back and have a sleep. He didn't.
I can't have to snore. I do want to sleep.
If he falls asleep, he's getting hit by the book. Right. When we turn from these higher considerations to the renewal of physical youth, which the mystics desired to achieve, we are brought to the presence of much that appears barbarous, absurd, and belonging to the awkward, clumsy, and stumbling infancy of medical science. The entire subject of the life elixir, the grand, I hate it when they split up long words that I'm not familiar with and put on different lines, bear with me, palingenesis, sorry, the universal medicine and the perfect way of youth renewal has been exhaustively discussed in an excessively curious book published in Paris in 1716 and entitled A History of Those Persons Who Have Lived More than a Century and of Those Who Have Renewed Their Youth, with the secret of rejuvenations, drawn by the Arnold de Villeneuve by M. de Longueville Harcourt. The 15th chapter discusses the possibility of renewal, with the quaint illustrations that follow. Bit of a long title for a book, isn't it? Oh, you still awake?
Yeah.
You have yo yawn and get some rest. Kate says, I feel exhausted thinking about how much you guys do. Yeah, not that bad. So fun. To renew youth is to enter once more into that felicitous season which imparts to the human frame the pleasures and strength of the morning. Here it is to no purpose that we should speak of that problem so much discussed by the wise, whether the art can be carried to such a pitch of excellence that old age should itself be made young. We know that Paracelsus has vaunted the metamorphic resources of the mercury of life, which not merely rejuvenates men, but converts metals into gold. He who promised unto others years of the Sibyls, or at least the 300 winters of Nestor, himself perished at the age of 37. Let us turn rather to nature, so admirable in her achievements, and deem her not capable alone of destroying what she has produced at the moment she has begotten them. It is possible that she will refuse unto man, for whom all was created, what she accords to the stags, the eagles, and the serpents, who do annually cast aside the mournful commitments of senility, and assume the most brilliant, the most gracious amenities of the most joyous youth. Art, it is true, has not yet arrived at that apex of perfection wherefrom it can renew our youth, but that which was unachieved in the past may be accomplished in the future. A prodigy which may be more confidently expected from the fact that in isolated cases it has actually already taken place, as the facts of history make evident. By observing and following the manner in which nature performs such wonders, we may assuredly hope to execute the desirable transformation, and the first condition is an amiable temperament, such as that which possessed by Moses, of whom it is written that for 120 years his sight never failed him. The stag, eagle, and sparrowhawk renew their youth. Aldrovandus has written on the rejuvenescence of the eagle. Among the birds of the air, we are told that Pliny, that the raven and the phoenix live, each of them 600 years. No one denies that the stag is renewed by feeding on vipers and serpents, while the apes of Caucasus, whose diet is pepper, prove a sovereign remedy for the lion, who grows young by devouring their flesh. Those who have written of the elephant maintain that his normal life is extended through 3 centuries, while the horse, which alone in creation participates in the nature of man, of the lion, of the ox, the sheep, the mule, the stag, the wolf, the fox, the serpent, and the hare, from each deriving 3 of its qualities, has occasionally survived with undiminished vigour the lapse of 100 years. The serpent, who is instrumental in the rejuvenescence of the stag, himself renews his youth at the shedding of his scales. From all which considerations, it follows that it is not beyond belief that a like prodigy may be found in the superior order of the same productions whence man has himself derived. For man is assuredly not in a worse condition than the beast whom he rules. Okay, what we got? Kate says, fun fact, crows and ravens never forget face.
Sorry.
His leg twitched. Never forget a face. If you annoy or harm one, it'll remember you and attack you. There are people that had to move house because flocks would attack them. Yeah, I've heard that. I think I've heard of a story where someone was kind to them and fed them and they brought them little presents. I'm sure there's something like that going on somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Places like that.
1 second. From these considerations, the writer passes to an account of the persons, male and female, who are supposed to have renewed their youth. Unfortunately, the evidence is chiefly confined to the mystic periods of antiquity. Essen, the father of Jason, was enveloped by Medea in a quantity of warm herbs and aromatics saturated with certain liquids, which extracted the potent juices of these plants and recovered the youth of the patient. A fountain is mentioned by Herodotus, which restored strength to the aged. The spring of Lucaca in America is accredited by Peter Geiser, sorry guy, I don't know how that's quite pronounced, with the same marvelous property. A similar fountain is located in an island of the Greek archipelago, according to Andreas Bacchus, and another in the neighborhood of Argos was called the Fountain of Canthus. Torquemada and Peter the Martyr, Aluus Gellius and Pliny, Lovritius and William Postal are cited in support of the actuality of renewal, and when the historic evidence has been at length exhausted, M. de Longueville Harcourt supplies that it is promised in his title, The Arcanum of Arnold de Villeneuve, for operation of the grand work of renewal. This marvelous process for the rehabilitation of nature, says the author already cited, is not to be found in the folio edition of the illustrious Arnold de Villeneuve. It is preserved in an ancient Latin manuscript, which came into the hands of a certain M. de Poirier, chief physician of the General Hospital at Tours, who lent it to the Abbé de Vallemont of Pomaine, by whom it was communicated to the author, M. de Longueville Harcourt. The rejuvenating process of Arnold de Villeneuve is supplemented by a recipe for the universal medicine, which is generally identified with the elixir, but appears to be of lesser virtue. This special elaboration is the achievement of M. de Comines, who had a doctrine that diet and sweating were certain remedies for everything. It was claimed to be the universal medicine in a liquid form, and was guaranteed to set free or preserve the partaker from every disease. The dose was from 5 to 6 drops in wine or broth, according to the nature of the illness. According to Bernard Trevisan, a distinguished French adept, and the reduction of the philosophical stone into mercurial water results in the alchemical elixir of life, which is the hermetic aurum potabile. Its potent virtues are equal to the cure of every variety of disease, and it prolongs life beyond the ordinary limits. When the perfect elixir has been elaborated in the red, it is said to transmute copper, lead, iron, and all metals into purer gold than which is found in the mines, while the same elixir, elaborated to the white, produces an excellent quantity of wholly unalloyed silver. Several formal recipes for the composition of the universal medicine are given in alchemical literature. That in Albertus Parvus requires 8 pounds of sugar of mercury as its foundation. Those who partake night and morning of one dose will find their life prolonged, their health assured, while gout, sciatica, vertigo, and every internal complaint will be entirely and speedily eradicated. At the solemn moment of death, the illustrious Benedictine Prometheus, who counted among the greatest of the Christian and Catholic hierophants, formulated a recipe which he said to have affirmed will preserve a good stomach, a strong mind, and a tenacious memory, together with the perfect sight and hearing for all who made use of it. It is concerned with available materials, and it deserves to be given in full. So then we've got the recipe here of what he used. It says pulvis medicinalis valde celebratus trithemi. Excuse my pronunciation there. So we've got calami aromatici. Again, excuse my pronunciation. Might actually take a photo of this and stick it up on the page. Not advising people do it, just for, research purposes. Gentiani, Cinemi, Solaris Montani, Anisi, Carvi, Amios, Sem Botrostellini, Spicy Nardi, Corali Rub. Now those have in 15 grams, 625 milligrams of each. Okay. So then you got Unium Sive Parlarum Perlarum Non Perforatorum. You have 156 grams. Zingiebis albi, Amari dulcis, Valorum sene, Tartari adjusti, Marsis 19 grams, Cubarum and Cariophalorium 27 grams. Perfect sense, yes? Oh, I know. Hi Jim, how are you? Good to see you live again. Hope you are. Yeah, we're all good. We're all good. We're about recovered from HD party last night.
Mm-hmm.
Someone hasn't quite. Someone's a little bit sleepy. Okay, you're off camera, honey. Are we having a good weekend anyway? So, right, then we go on to the next bit. Like I said, I'll probably take a photo of that just so you can see what was actually butchering, basically. Trying to pronounce there. So you've got Fiat pulvis. It says dose 5 grams, 859 milligrams, taken night and morning in wine or rhodium during the whole of the first month, during the second month in the morning only, during the third month thrice in the week, and so continue through life. Occasionally, the miraculous recipe was formulated in the terms of the alchemists. The true meaning of composing the divine medicine is thus imparted by Eugenius Philathes. 10 parts of coestial slime. The word slime always makes it seem so special. Separate the male from the female, and each afterwards from its own earth, physically, mark you, and with no violence. Cojoin after separation in due harmonic, vital proportion, and straightway the soul descending from the pyroplastic sphere shall restore, by a mirific embrace, its dead and deserted body. Proceed according to the volcanic magical theory, till they are exalted into the fifth metaphysical rota. This is that wood renewed medicine, whereof so many have scribbled, which, notwithstanding, so few have known. Interesting. In the doctrine and the ritual of transcendental magic, Eliphas Levi informs his students that he has come into possession of Calostros' great secret of rejuvenescence, but his reasons for withholding it from the publication will be readily understood. If it be necessary to pose as the protector of dangerous knowledge, one should at least do so consistently, but with true French fickleness and without a word of warning. much less of explanation or defense of his change of front. He supplies the recipe in his next book and makes evident by its nature the pure charlatancy of his previous scruples, which are wholly in character with the transcendental devices which abound his earlier work. By means of the preposterous regime, which is too complicated to admit of reproduction in this place, the impostor, who was not all an impostor, pretended to have extended his life over a period of several centuries, and on the authority of Levi, we learn that the apostles of the marvelous are convinced that the great Copt is now located in America, where he is the supreme and invisible pontiff of the grand chaos of the spirit rappers. Aristius, the philosophical, I don't even know what that was in, the philosophical alchemist, is supposed to have delivered to his disciples what he terms the golden key of the grand work, which will render all metals diaphanous and man himself immortal. The process appears to consist of the esoteric treatment of air, but whether of the ordinary atmosphere or something more concealed and recondite, we have no means of judging. It is congealed and distilled, again, beautiful word, congealed, and distilled till it develops a divine sparkle. That sounds better. And subsequently becomes liquefied. It is then subjected to heat and is reinforced by another atmosphere. After these and other treatments, the elixir, or solar marvel of all the sages, should reward the alchemical worker. Sorry guys, last page now. An arcanum may be possibly contained in this truly philosophical explanation, but the explanation is itself an arcanum, and an exceedingly great and monumental mystery. It is the concentrated centre of the incomprehensible, but the principles thus bequeathed to the elected children of Artesius have been the subject of reflection, we are informed, among skilful artists of the magnum opus. The result of the pondering is the luminous conclusion that he shall not truly work in vain, who composeth a medley with the veritable balm of mercury, which, treated after the methods of alchemical confection and united with the elixir of the master, will perform every possible wonder that can be expected from so supreme an achievement. However this may be, it is certain that the lines of the Hermetis, no practical performance be so much as attempted in the physical order, for want of the necessary materials. No investigation, however assiduous, can possibly elucidate secrets that have never been revealed, and a long and exhaustive study leaves the whole subject exactly where it is found by the tyro, in a chaos of cloud and darkness. It is exceedingly probable that some of the minor recipes which will be found in hermetic books may contain medical secrets which are unknown to modern science, and may be recovered by careful experiment. Among so vast a mass of material, mystic therapeutics, mystic chemistry, mystic herbalism, there may well be something of value, but it will not be Raymond Lully's great elixir, nor the true metallic medicine. These, if they ever existed, would appear to be beyond recovery. The literature of the universal medicine, as distinct from the literature of alchemy, is not extensive. The work which we have already cited is perhaps the most complete of its kind, but one which is excessively curious and should not be overlooked by the curious, is Salmon's Polygraphia, which has much information upon the grand elixir of the philosophers. Some of our information will be found in Les Admirables Secrets d'Albert Legrand, and there are annotations on potable gold in the Infernal Dictionary, and in Means Encyclopedia Dictionnaire des Sciences Occultes. Right, we all followed okay? Clear, yes? Excellent. Where's my bookmark? Where's some drink? Right, so that was looking at the elixir of life. Oh, dear son, good evening. Sorry I'm late. don't worry about it. It's me just trying to read about the elixir of life in this book in a very roundabout way, which might make sense in some ways. It's just the way they used to speak. Trying to get your head around it. Anyway, back in the new year, when we're coming on to this, to continue with this, we are going to go on to crystallomancy, which, yeah, see if we can just have a quick skim down, look about mirrors, about crystals. So it's kind of going, as you can tell, onto when I used to do the divination shows, which actually I've not done in a while. I don't know whether to revisit ones that I've already done and do again, or look deeper at the ones that I have done and gone to another level. But I might be just trying to do readings with them. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, that's where we're going next on that. Anybody got any more questions for me or Ben? He is alive. He's
Sorry,
opened his
guys.
eyes. He's a little hobbit.
Sorry, guys. I just have to apologise massively, guys. I'm so sorry. Really am. Very, very tired, guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Gracious.
You got it now. Okay. Well, if I've got no more questions, then we'll leave that there for now. As ever, just message us or the show. I'll put up a photo or some photos from last night as well. There's one with Ben in the HD Paranormal hat, so it just makes it look like a very funny elf because the hats, they're not the biggest of hats, and he had trouble tucking his ears into the hat, and it is very funny.
My ears stick out.
Oh yeah. So
That's it,
yeah.
guys. We will see you next week for the final show of this year. So we're not going anywhere. And
Yep.
hopefully we'll be more awake.
You better be.
Again, guys, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And I will leave you at that.
Okay, it says, I hope you both get some well-earned rest.
So
Will do, because then we're breaking up, not just from like the show, but also from work. He's off work for nearly 2 weeks. I'm off work for about a week, just over. Yeah, it'll be good.
Sorry.
Nice to have some time off from work, won't it?
Just dead.
Oh, cute puppies. Anyway,
We shall see you later, guys.
bye.
Be good, be safe, and enjoy your week.
Oh, you press button.
Press the button.